So here, we can just move this chair. Hey everybody! So today,
she's making me do this video and explain how we met in our first date and everything.
and how he proposed, because everybody's been asking.
Not my first choice of activities for a Saturday evening, but
We just thought it would be super fun to do a little movie for you guys to watch on our wedding site. So without further ado, let's jump right into it.
okay, so feeding the missionaries for our church, and we wrap up everything. I'm like, hey, you guys like seeing anybody anytime soon that I can come along with? And they're like, yeah, we got this girl, we've never met her. They're like, yeah, we've never talked to her, you want to come? I was like, sure, sounds good. So I meet them at our Institute building out by UCSB, and there's this girl that they had talked to, Abby, of course, duh, that's like the whole point of this video.
I was meeting with some of the missionaries from our church, and he came along, and when I first saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, he is so cute, but so old. I thought he was like 27 or 28 because he had this beard and he's so tall.
I don't know, she looked pretty good. I was like, all right, I can do this is good.
He was wearing Toms, and I was just like, dang, like a guy wearing Toms, he kind of stole my heart. Right off the bat, just from that.
At the end of it, we find out she doesn't have a car and she wants to go to church and needs a ride, so I'm like, oh, I'll do it, I'll give her a ride. In order to do so, I of course had to get her phone number.
He asked for my phone number, but he said, oh, it's just so that I can give you a ride to church if you need it.
I also kind of wanted to ask her on a date too, like a lot, but yeah, giving her a ride to church was a good excuse to get her phone number. Was like desperately trying to think of anything that I was doing that week that I could invite her to go with me to, because I really wanted to go on a date, and I was like, oh man, what am I doing? And then I remembered, oh, there's a musical happening in my high school. So I kind of tried to make it seem pretty casual.
I mentioned that I had done choir in high school and that my high school had really good musicals and they were always a lot of fun to go watch. And just like the smoothest, suavest guy in the world, I'm not being sarcastic here, he just dropped it.
I was like, oh, you like musicals? She's like, sure. I'm like, oh, I'm going to one.
I was really excited, but after I got home, I was like, wait, am I going on a date or?
Didn't really bring the word date into it at all. So, date number one.
A first date. Oh my goodness.
I mean, we had seen each other like a couple times before the date, but it was not really anything special. It was just kind of casual, whatnot.
So many ways I could start this.
I went and picked her up. We went to this Mexican restaurant. I was too nervous to eat an entire burrito, so I only ate like half of it.
I'm trying to be all flirtatious and talkative and cute and everything, and he's just like this. Like the whole time. I think the only thing he talked about was he's all, hey, yeah, on my mission, somebody told me that at the cereal factory where they make Lucky Charms, marshmallow powder gets everywhere. That's pretty much all he told me the whole date. So that's cool, that's cool. We show up to his high school.
And then we go to the musical. I'm pretty nervous, really nervous.
So we sit down and we're watching the show, and intermission comes and goes, nothing's happening. I'm just like, yeah, this is definitely not a date. He specifically like put his arm over my chair like this. He just like, you know, being all cool like and stuff. He just puts his arm, and the most awkward thing. But I didn't care because I was like, it is a date.
Did the musical, we went and witnessed me playing some piano later. I guess she enjoyed that decently. And then, I don't know how into it you want me to go.
Basically, we had a great rest of the night because it was a date.
Proposing. How did the proposal happen? I was trying to get it done by our anniversary.
I was pretty sure he would, you know, do it on our anniversary because obviously our anniversary.
But I figured that she would think that I was going to do it on our anniversary, so I was like, oh, I should do it before our anniversary, like literally the day before, because she won't expect it. I had some ideas floating around. I decided on doing it at the beach, like on the bottom of a cliff. I was gonna write in the sand some special note, whatever. I decided to use rocks. So I went there like the day of.
And I'm waiting at my apartment. He's like, oh yeah, I'll be there around 12. So it's like 2:30.
So in the middle of all this, she calls me on the phone and was like, hey, where are you? Because we kind of had plans to hang out a little bit. And I was like, oh, I'm just doing stuff. She's like, it's really loud. Where are you? I was like, on a walk. I'm really bad at lying, especially to her, because it's really bad.
As we're sitting in the parking lot, we just pull in, and I'm like, no way, he is gonna do it. He's gonna propose. I, of course, look down, and what am I wearing? I am wearing an old t-shirt, like sweatpants, and a flannel shirt. We get out of the car, and I'm just like, shoot, don't propose. So I tell him, you better not propose today. And he's all, yeah, don't worry, I'm not gonna propose, whatever.
Well, fast forward like 6 hours later, and the tide completely destroyed these rocks.
So we're walking along, and we make a whole loop around the park. We're almost back to the car, and I'm like, phew, he is not gonna propose. I get to live another day, and he can do it tomorrow, and it'll all be great. And then
we're on our little walk, and I stand and look over and see that my formation is completely destroyed. And I'm like, hey, you wanna know something funny? Because I'm kind of chuckling, and she's like, yeah, what? And I was like, there used to be some rocks down there that like spelled some stuff out in the sand. And we were kind of laughing. And then I guess I just got down on one knee, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just do this the old-fashioned way. And I asked her to marry me. She said yes. Kind of knew she was gonna say yes.
of course I said yes, because I love him so much, and I was so happy. Even though I was a total jerk face and said that I would be really mad if he proposed, of course I wasn't, and I was really excited. And it was an awesome day and an awesome night, and I will remember it for the rest of my life.
Okay, so she's all excited, and we're like, oh, okay, we have to like, tell our parents and everything. So she's like, we need to go to the store, and I need to paint my nails. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, they're gross. I can't take a picture of my hand with a ring with my nails like not painted. That's ridiculous. So we go and get nail polish, and she paints her nails in the car so she can take a picture of her hand. She only painted one hand too. So that's the story. That's it. That's how it all happened. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a good story.